December 7, 2008, was meant to be just another getaway for Daniel Mercer. At 34, the software developer had recently finalized a bitter divorce and had taken to spending weekends alone at Blackwater Lodge, a rustic retreat nestled in the woods about 3 hours from his city apartment. According to his sister Elaine, these solo trips were Daniel's way of finding himself again. He'd always loved the outdoors, Elaine told investigators later. After the divorce, he needed somewhere to clear his head. He said the lodge had become his sanctuary. Phone records show Daniel arrived at Blackwater around 4:30 p.m. that Friday, checking in with the owner, Howard Keegan. Security footage from the lodge's small reception area, grainy but functional, showed the two men chatting amicably. Daniel appeared relaxed, laughing at something Keegan said before taking his room key and heading down the corridor to cabin 8, his regular accommodation. What made this weekend different from Daniel's previous visits was that it was the last time anyone would see him alive. When Daniel failed to show up for work on Monday morning, his colleague Mark Winters initially thought little of it. Daniel had occasionally taken unplanned days off since his divorce. But when he remained absent on Tuesday with no response to calls or texts, Mark contacted Elaine. The moment Mark called, "I knew something was wrong," Elaine would later testify. Daniel was meticulous about work, even when he was going through personal struggles. He wouldn't just disappear without telling someone. Elaine called the lodge immediately. Howard Keegan assured her that Daniel had checked out on Sunday afternoon as planned, though he admitted he hadn't seen him personally. Daniel had apparently left his key in the cabin door with his bill settled through the credit card on file. When local police finally checked cabin 8 on Wednesday, they found an unsettling scene. Daniel's bed was made, appearing unused. His toiletries remained in the bathroom. Most telling was his laptop, still plugged in on the desk, its screen displaying an unfinished email to his sister. The half-composed message read simply, "Elaine, I think something strange is going on here. Last night I heard." The email had never been sent or completed. Daniel's car, a blue 2007 Honda Civic, was gone from the parking lot. His cell phone was never found. The only sign that he had intended to leave was that his overnight bag was missing from the room. The investigation into Daniel's disappearance was hampered from the start. Blackwater Lodge, with its appeal as a secluded retreat, had limited security cameras, covering only the reception area and main entrance. The footage showed Daniel entering his cabin Friday evening and emerging briefly Saturday morning to walk to the lodge's small dining room for breakfast. After that, there was no record of him on any camera. Howard Keegan insisted nothing unusual had occurred that weekend. The lodge had been at less than half capacity, with only 4 other cabins occupied. All other guests were accounted for and had left without incident. Daniel was a regular, Keegan told police. Quiet guy, kept to himself. Nothing seemed off about him that weekend, same as always. But the investigation would soon reveal that things at Blackwater Lodge were far from same as always. The case might have remained a simple missing person file if not for Detective Laura Shepard. Assigned to the case almost by chance, Shepard was known for her meticulous approach and unwillingness to accept easy answers. Something about Keegan's statement felt rehearsed, Shepard noted in her case files. Too smooth, too ready with explanations for everything. 3 weeks after Daniel's disappearance, Shepard returned to cabin 8 with a forensic team and luminol, a chemical that reveals blood traces invisible to the naked eye. What they found changed everything. When the lights were dimmed and the luminol applied, the cabin's seemingly pristine mattress glowed with an unmistakable pattern. A large blood stain had been meticulously cleaned. Further examination revealed small blood droplets on the floorboards beneath the bed and spatter patterns on the underside of the nightstand. DNA testing confirmed it was Daniel's blood. As investigators widened their search, they discovered something that sent shivers through the community. Hidden in the smoke detector of cabin 8 was a tiny camera, wired to transmit to a receiver in the lodge's maintenance shed. When technicians examined the shed, they found hard drives containing years of recordings, not just from cabin 8, but from every cabin at the lodge. Howard Keegan was brought in for questioning immediately. Under initial interrogation, he maintained his innocence, claiming the cameras were for security purposes only. But when confronted with the evidence of Daniel's blood, his story began to crumble. "I never meant to hurt anyone," he finally admitted. "The cameras were I just like to watch." Daniel wasn't supposed to find them. But Detective Shepard wasn't convinced this was simply a voyeur caught in the act. The blood evidence suggested a violent struggle, not a confrontation over hidden cameras. And then there was the matter of Daniel's missing car. The breakthrough came in January 2009, when Highway Patrol officers found Daniel's Honda abandoned in a rest area nearly 80 miles from Blackwater Lodge. The car had been wiped clean, but cadaver dogs alerted to the trunk. Forensic testing revealed substantial blood evidence despite attempts to clean it. Under mounting pressure, Keegan finally broke. He admitted that Daniel had discovered the hidden camera while searching for the source of a strange buzzing noise. When confronted, Keegan had panicked and struck him with a heavy flashlight. The blow had been fatal. "I didn't mean to hit him so hard," Keegan said in his confession. "He was going to expose everything, the cameras, the recordings. Everything I'd built would have been destroyed." Keegan had wrapped Daniel's body in plastic sheeting and loaded it into the trunk of Daniel's own car under cover of darkness. He drove to a remote area of the state forest, buried the body, then abandoned the car miles away. But the story didn't end there. Catch you on our next episode on what happened next.
Please subscribe.